Okay, champs, there are 10 components to building a highly profitable dream online coaching or consulting business. Today, I'm going to show you how I've built mine. Now, I wish I knew all of these things that I'm going to talk to you about when I started my business a year ago, but I didn't. By the end of this video, you will. First up, why should you listen to me? The truth is, you shouldn't. Don't listen to a word I ever say, because you're your own person. You should just listen to your own intuition. I'm just going to tell you what I've done, and you can use that information however you please. I'll tell you a little bit about background to my story, but I run a microeducation business called CreatorLaunch. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. It's good to have you, mate. And I've been building it for the last year. Before then, I was co-running an SMMA agency where I was helping creators and tech companies build communities online. Did that for nearly a couple of years. Started building my own communities a couple of years ago. But 3 years ago, I was a 9-to-5er. I was a deep dish 9-to-5 pizza, where I live in London. I was commuting 3 hours a day to go to the office and sit and talk and email and call and have meetings that meant absolutely fuck all. And that was 3 years ago. And since then, I've been on a voyage of trying multiple different business models. From e-commerce was my first one, which inevitably ended up failing, but I learned a ton of stuff around marketing, and moving into consulting and agency, running an agency. And that's what I was doing just over a year ago. I was kind of co-running an agency where we were doing between $40,000 to $50,000 per month in revenue. However, because of our expenses and we had multiple founders, I really didn't earn enough, take home enough to feel comfortable whatsoever. In fact, I was absolutely miserable. I was dead broke and life was really, really tough. So I decided to leave that a year ago. I took some of my clients with me, and since then I've been helping kind of solo business owners, solopreneurs, coaches, consultants, and online experts grow their business, get them to have record months and break them past the previous kind of barriers that they had with their revenue milestones. We'll talk about that in a sec. So now you know who I am, what I do. Again, caveat is don't listen to a word I say. I'm a dumbass. Before I did all this, by the way, I used to be a dentist. So 10 years ago, I was a cosmetic dentist. And I've been in online communities and education kind of since then. So that's a little bit about me. Welcome to the party. Subscribe, like if you haven't already. Let's dive into this bad boy. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the microeducation business model, it's what I consider a hybrid delivery business. So I don't believe in the idea of just standalone coaching, consulting, freelancing, whatever. I just believe that you are a guide, and it's up to you how you want to deliver your services. And for me, I deliver my services across all of those modalities. Whether there are some done-for-you components, whether there are some done-with-you components, or there are do-it-yourself components. I consider myself a guide. You could call me like Yoda, for example, like Yoda to Luke Skywalker. That's how I would consider myself. I'm there, I'm like, do this, consider doing that. The answer's within you. Go take a lightsaber and slash some shit up. That's what I do. Okay, so there are 10 components, and we're going to go through those components to build your own microeducation business. And like I said, I wish I knew these things, but I didn't. So first up, you need to be able to solve a problem. So I'm going to tell you in this example of these 10 components. I'm going to show you my business, and you can extrapolate that how you wish to how you might consider building your business. Again, keep in mind, I didn't know these 10 things a year ago. Yeah, I've managed to build my business up to help dozens of clients and, again, just beat record months in my business. So I wish I knew these things a load sooner. So your business will get easy when you solve one problem for one person. My problem that I solve is that 20K is the new 10K per month. 10K does not cut it anymore. It just doesn't cut it. So I help people get to the first milestone, which is 20K per month. And this is why, like, just look at this data. So in 1970, like, house prices were 15K, rent was $108 a month, university cost $500 per year, gas was 36 cents, and income was $9,000. And in 2023, like, things have just got ridiculous. So in 2023, house prices on average are nearly $500,000, up from $15,000. That is a 29 times increase. And for any of you guys watching this, if you're in your like 20s, 30s, you'll know your parents are good. They got a house when it was like, it cost this much. And yeah, it probably costs this much now. They probably sold it for that much. At least that's exactly what happened to my parents. Rent is now $2,000, so which is a 20 times increase. University is now 11K a year on average, which is again a 20 times increase. Gas is 10 times more expensive at $386, and income has only increased by 6 times. So you cannot tell me that it makes sense to continue on this path of like, I'm just gonna have a 9 to 5. It doesn't work anymore. It is a one-way ticket to misery. That is the problem that I solve. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, you should consider it. That's all I'll say. Okay, so your business needs an outcome. So like I said, my outcome is to help my clients get to 20K or their next 20K monthly milestone, whichever they want to do. And the aim for when I work with clients is for them to pay off their investment within the first 30 to 90 days, which is typical. Like most people do it within days, most people within 30 days, and then some take a little bit longer depending on where they are in their journey. This is my one outcome program, Scale 20. I'm launching this. This is a brand new program that I'm launching in a couple of weeks' time, and it is a growth infrastructure accelerator. So what I help provide the infrastructure that I've built for my business, and I essentially license it to other people to use. So they can pull my standard operating procedures, they can pull my systems, and they can just plug in their stuff into it. So that's what I have, and it's a program that has been through multiple iterations over the past year. It's really important that if you want to continue working with people for a long time, you have to give them a vision of where they can get to. So for me, some people may join me and they might join me where they're earning 10K per month, but I want to work with them for years. I always think about this example of the future, otherwise known as Chris Do, who I was listening to a podcast, and he was asked by the interviewer, how much have you invested in your education? And he was like, well, I've been paying a business coach $3,000 a month for the past 13 years. And if you do the math on that, it turns out to be just under $500,000 that he's paid for a business coach, his business coach, for 13 years. And that really blew my mind. And I think it should blow your mind, because quite likely if you're sitting here, there is a high chance you've invested no money in your education in the last 12 months. And yet you sit here watching these types of videos and expect to get results. Alex Hormozi is another example. He's spoken publicly about how he's invested over $500,000 in his education, whether it's mentorship, access, whatever. So if you're sat here and if you honestly ask yourself, and I ask potential clients, I ask them, I'm like, are you the type of person that invests in themselves? And a lot of people, they kind of have a bit of a mind blow moment. I can see it in their eyes. They're like, fuck, I'm not. Like I haven't invested shit in the last 12 months. And then I ask them, how much have you invested in the last 12 months? And you can see them shit themselves. So you've really got to ask yourself the question, like, do you want to get somewhere in life? Then you need to pay the education skills gap that you currently have, because there is a gap that is between 100K per month and 20K per month. And I know that for me to get to the levels that I want to get to, which is, potentially like $1 million per month, there is a massive gap that I need to bridge in skills. Okay, so you need an outcome. And for me, the outcome, the most important part of the outcome is that you have proof that you can do that, deliver that outcome. And that comes in the form of case studies. And so you build case studies over time and you talk about these success cases in your content. For example, I've helped Austin a year ago. I started working with him. He was making no money online. He quit his 9-to-5 a few months ago, and he's now doing 67K launches with his clients. Teaches people how to grow communities. Ben was one of my first clients who I helped him get from 5 to 30K per month in his education business. Felipe, also another guy who I first started working with a year ago, who quit his 9-to-5 in February and went straight into selling a 10K offer, is crushing it with his podcast consultancy. Dan, who I started working with a couple of months ago, who hit a record 20K month just a few weeks after started working with me. Stephen, who's a relationship coach who went from 0 to 12K, a record 12K month in his new relationship coaching business in just the first few months of working together. And Ben, another Ben who I worked with, who's one of my first clients, who I helped get from 8 to the last month I worked with him, he took him 40K for that month for his tech consultancy. So those are kind of some of my success case studies, and you need yours. Okay, so now you need a model. So a model is, you need a simple way to ascend people who don't know who you are from a lead to a customer to a client to a case study. And you can see as we go along, we go from lead to customers to clients to case studies. They get more and more valuable to the point where case studies are in fact the most valuable thing that we can get, because it's the proof that we need to be able to convince people to work with us. Now there's some nuance here that we're going to get into, and we're actually going to talk about the types of offers you need. You actually need 3 types of offers. We're going to go into detail into each one of those. You need lead magnet offers, you need customer, what I kind of call behind the curtains offers, BTC offers, and then client offers, your core client offer. So your core client offer is, for me, it is my Scale 20 Growth Accelerator program. That's my core client offer. But I need a way that's going to help me understand who in my potential pool of leads and my audience, who has the highest potential buying intent at this time. Because your job isn't to sell people as soon as they find you. It is to just be there when it is now for them. Because everyone has their own kind of maturation speed when it comes to getting help and needing help. So the key idea here is that a customer has a much higher intent to become a client than just a lead. So what we want to do is we want to give people the opportunity to transact with us and become a customer. So the way we do this is really quite simple. So we wrap trainings that we've already given to our clients, and we wrap them and put them into products. For example, you can get access to a couple of my products that I have located in my Skool community and also on my website, which is my One Simple Ad protocol, which is a scaling protocol for people looking to simplify their lead generation. My One Simple Offer, which is a simple blueprint that people can use to do what I'm about to show you. Then we have lead magnets. For me, really simple. It is just templates or the initial first steps of these products. And I wrap them into lead magnets and locate them in places like my Skool community, and also in just sheets that people can download. Okay, so that is that's the kind of like customers and lead magnets, and then you need a core client offer. You need some mechanisms to convert people into your core client offer, which involve a video sales letter, an offer document to show people exactly how you work with them and to give you an idea of what you will achieve with them. And you need conversion mechanisms like sales calls. So these are my like two main conversion mechanisms: offer documents and sales calls. I'm doing less and less sales calls now that I've got a way to create customers. The last, I think 8 of my 11 high ticket clients over the last kind of like month or so have closed in the DMs without sales calls. So that works. And I was on a call yesterday, an awesome new client called Gabrielle, who's joining my one-on-one inner circle mentorship. And he bought the One Simple Ad protocol a few weeks ago. And then we hopped on a call and we just laughed about it. We were like, yeah, my system works. So it fucking does work. Okay, so that's it. We've got 3 different types of offers. We're going to go through them in a second. But then the big thing that you need is you need a way to help people. You need what I call an access stack. And this is where you do not have multiple offers for multiple different people. You have one simple offer and you give multiple levels or tiers of access depending on what people are looking for. Some people want to go faster. Some people want to go self-paced. For people who go faster, the mentorship is going to be a good option for them. For people who want to go self-paced, joining at the kind of consulting, coaching group level is going to be the best kind of option for them. But this all stacks. Everyone gets the same resources. Everyone gets the same kind of like masterclasses, but if they want more access to you, they're going to pay for it. So super simple, one simple offer. That's your value delivery system. So we have 4 main systems in our business. We've got our leads attraction system, which for me is my One Simple Ad protocol that creates leads a lot alongside my kind of foundation of organic content. Then we have One Simple Community, which is our way to pre-sell people on working with us and get people onto our email list. So this is our customer creation system. Then we've got our One Simple Video, which is actually our pre-selling system. So this is our YouTube long-form sales assets, as well as our One Simple Video sales letter that helps people know exactly who we are, how we help, and how we can help them. And then we have our value delivery system. So that is your model. You just need a simple model. You need 4 systems. That's what we do. Okay, hopefully you're with me. And if you haven't liked already, you should like this because this is good shit. Okay, so this is the kind of access stack that I talk about. I call it the offer stack. This is just in a slightly different format, but the same kind of thing. So the way I do it, I'm going to show you how I do it. I have one core outcome, but I have multiple tiers of access, otherwise known as support. So if you want to have someone to kind of like hold you accountable one-on-one, you can pay to have more access to me, and you can join my one-on-one inner circle mentorship. And so that is my top tier. So there's my top tier up here. And then I've got a community tier below that, which is what I call my Freedom Creators community. And within that, you've got 2 levels of access. You can either access my inner circle, or you can access at the community level. And the only difference, guess what the difference is? Yeah, one-on-one. So people who join my one-on-one inner circle, they get calls with me every 2 weeks. They get a private Slack channel with me so they can ask me questions, but they still get access to the exact same resources that everyone who joins at the community level. And so the community level is where people will join, get access to all of the resources in the Scale 20 Accelerator, all of the growth infrastructure, and then get access to the weekly group coaching masterclasses and consulting, get access to consulting, asking questions in the private community, which I host in Slack. So I host my private community in Slack. I host my resources in Skool. And the great thing about that is that I have a free Skool community called Scale High Ticket, which you can access through the link down in the description, and you'll get access to a couple of free courses in there. But I host my private resources in there as well. So it's amazing, like Skool is amazing. I just use it for hosting resources. I don't use it for the community. I think the community element to Skool is shit. I'm sorry, Ovens and Hormozy, it sucks. That's why I use Slack. So it's a much more intimate kind of environment for community. But I host my resources on Skool, which is useful for, and I can also add one-time option products in there, which I'll show you in a second in Skool. So that's a good feature that they've just added. So you have one outcome, one set of resources, and people can just pay for higher levels of access. Simple. So there are two ways people can work with me. There is the community, which is the like self-paced, and then there's the inner circle, which is the kind of like go faster. Simple. So that is the offer access stack. Next up, we have the big idea. You need a big idea. And your big idea is really just to show people how you are different to other people. Why are you different? And I'm going to show you how what my point of difference is, but how do you find yours? You need to think about your perfect future clients' top 3 migraine headache problems. What are the things that are causing the biggest headaches right now? Otherwise known as kind of like bleeding neck problems. And then you need to come up with unique mechanisms and your methods of solving those painkiller problems. This is what I've done. So for example, my big idea is that funnels absolutely blow beyond belief. We don't like funnels because what happens is when people enter a funnel, they end up just going in, and then some of them might get captured by your offer. Most just end up in a big pile of dead leads down at the bottom. And that's why you need, with funnels, you need high volume. You need loads, and you need a constant supply of tons and tons of new leads. Whereas my belief is that it is a way better, more effective way to use a flywheel. So a flywheel, instead of people falling through the system, you keep people in the system, and it builds energy and momentum as they get more and more familiar with what you do. You don't spit them out and then just leave them to die. You add them in, and you have layers in for them to get deeper and deeper into your world. So how do we do this? So like I said, it starts at the top with our lead generation system, our leads attraction system, which for me is a one simple ad protocol where I run an Instagram profile visit ad on Instagram that I just boost a reel that calls out my target, my perfect future client, and they follow me. And we're looking for cost per follows of around 5 qualified follows of around $5. You'll typically get follows for about $1. And then those are leads, warm leads that you can talk to and help. So that's our leads attraction system, and you then push leads into our one simple community. Big mistake here is that people think by community I mean like a free school group or a Facebook group or whatever. My definition of a community is actually an email list. Now, sure, I have a free school community where those people will go, but more importantly, I care that I have a channel of communication with them through email. So actually, for me, my one simple community is my email. That's what I care about, is getting people onto my email list. Once they're on my email list, then we're looking at turning them into customers with our BTC offers, our behind the curtains offers, and pre-selling them on working with us with our one simple video breakdown and our reciprocity goodwill bank on YouTube. Whenever I speak to people on sales calls, they tell me the same thing. I binged a bunch of your videos, and you're probably watching this and you're binging my videos right now, you fucking sick motherfucker. But all I'm saying is that you should probably just work with me, because I'm telling you, all these other people who've binged my stuff have end up working with me. So work with me. Okay. We then need a way to turn customers into clients, and that is our one simple offer. So we need an offer, our core client offer, to say, hey, do you want to get this outcome in this amount of time? And we turn people into clients. And then our one simple offer is what we use to drive case studies. So we have that's our value delivery system, which gets us case studies. Okay, so how do you build your program? I'm going to tell you exactly how to build your program. So first up, you just need an outcome. So what is your big outcome? You know, for me, it's 20K per month. Yeah, so what is yours? It could be you lose 10 pounds in 16 weeks, whatever it is. Then what we have is you need to come up with your 3 biggest headache problems. So what are the big headache problems? You're going to have 1, 2, and 3. And then once you've got those 3 problems, those 3 headache problems, guess what you need for a headache? Painkillers. So the way I like to look at this is keeping it really simple, and you're going to get 2 painkillers for each headache. So you're going to get A, B, C, D, and then E, F. I've done that like an idiot, but you get the point. And guess what? This is the skeleton of your program. Really simple. Like, it's a very elegant way to help people. So that's a very simple way how to build your program. Okay, next up is something that people do not know about, and this is that you need to provide your perfect future clients with an aspirational identity. This is the thing that most people are missing in their marketing. You need to give people a clear idea of why you are different. You need to tell them what your core values are and why your core values are different to your enemies. So the opposite of your aspirational identity. What do they do compared to us? And that creates an us versus them dynamic, which is really key. It's a classic magnet for cult marketing. And so I'll give you kind of an example. I don't know if you'll be able to read these, but for example, my anti-aspirational identity is the identity of a business builder. And we're called freedom creators. And so business builders in our world, business builders are people who they don't care about designing a lifestyle or a business that fuels their life. They care about building a business, and then they find out that that doesn't fuel their life and they hate their life. We do things differently. So for us, it's like we do lifestyle first, whereas business builders do businesses first. And freedom creators they talk about profit. We care about profit. We don't care about top line revenue, whereas business builders care about revenue first. We do things really differently in that we use marketing-based conversion, whereas business builders use sales-based conversion. This is where they're having to get on hundreds of sales calls, constantly booking in meetings, build sales teams, hire appointment setters, hire closers. Whereas what we do is we use strong marketing to help convert people so we don't need to do sales calls. Again, like I said, I think the last 7 people that I closed without sales calls. So yeah, business builders use high pressure sales calls. We use zero pressure offer invites. Business builders have huge teams. We have a really lean, compact team. Business builders have revenue roller coasters. We have recurring revenue. Business builders have loads of offers, and we have one core offer. Business builders work with loads of energy vampire clients. We work with dream clients only. Business builders have unlimited clients. We have capped spots. So if you want to work with me, there's only 20 one-on-one spots available at one time. And we have only 77 spots available in Freedom Creators. Business builders use crazy complex funnels. We use one simple flywheel. Business builders love cold outreach, which is really forced. We love warm conversations, which is natural. Business builders use lead volume. We use lead efficiency. Hence why we don't need tons and tons and tons all the time. Business builders need a huge audience. We just need an intimate tribe. Business builders have full diaries. My diary is pretty empty most of the time. Business builders are always hunting for their next client. Freedom creators, we're always fed. And then business builders always feel stuck, and we always feel free. So that's how my aspirational identity helps people understand my core values, why I'm building a business that's different. Okay, next up we've got the lead magnet offers. This is really simple. The best way to do this is you need to take your unique mechanisms, your main headaches, and your painkiller solutions for them, and you take the first step of that solution and you wrap it up into a template or a worksheet and you give it away as a lead magnet. Super simple. In that, when you give it to them, you can then tell people, okay, by the way, you maybe didn't know this, but this is part of a further training that you can buy, which is your behind the curtains offer. And all you say is, if you want to get to X outcome faster or easier, this is actually part of a mini course I put together to help you get the benefit of the outcome. So if you want to have more free time, or you want to lose weight so you feel more confident, whatever it is, you need to tell people the benefit of them getting the outcome. This is kind of like marketing, kind of persuasion 101 here. And so what I do is I just take the first steps out of all of my different mechanisms and I just give them away as lead magnets and templates. The number one first lead magnet everyone should create, though, is an email mini course based on these. So just a daily email for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row where you just break down the topic. This was my first lead magnet that then became the precursor to my first version of the program last year. So that's a little top turbo tip there for you. Okay, so that's your lead magnet offers. You then need BTC offers. So these are, again, your templates and worksheets are the first step of your unique mechanisms. But then what you do is if you want them faster or easier, you wrap them up into products. So I've wrapped mine up into simple products where people can buy these for like $300 in my Skool community. You can literally buy them here, see? So $300. You can get people to, you can unlock them at certain levels, for example, so you can do some cool things with Skool. And like I said at the start, this is the best way to understand who in your pipeline has the highest purchasing intent. People who transact with you, spend money with you, are infinitely more likely to become a core client of yours. So you know now who to spend energy on. Okay, then finally, you've got your core client offer. This is your final offer that you need. And this is where you upsell people into your core client. If you want to get X faster and easier, this is actually part of our accelerator program to help you get the benefit of the outcome. And so for me, really simple. I've got two options. You can either work with me one-on-one for 16 weeks, where I help you one-on-one implement your growth infrastructure over the course of 16 weeks. You get access to me, you get access to my weekly masterclasses, consulting, coaching within the community, and you get access to my resources. This is the kind of like go faster option. And then people, if they qualify, could go at the more self-paced option, which is a year-long membership. And this is access to the group coaching masterclasses and community and the resources. So super simple. That's the only difference is do you want to get more access to me? That is your one simple offer. Okay. Finally, then you need an authority brand. Or next up, you need an authority brand. And this is a personal brand which portrays you as an attractive character so that people get to follow you. Like, people are only going to follow you if you're actually an interesting, attractive person, not in like a physical way. I mean, I know I'm fucking hot as fuck, but you need to be interesting. You need to go do some interesting things. So this is how you do it. Your brand, your personal brand, is made up of 3 components: your world, your unique mechanisms, and your identity. And at the middle of those things, that is where you get authenticity. And when people believe that you are authentic and they can see you as a trusted authority, that's when they spend money and they buy from you. So the best way, in my opinion, to do this is a three-layered approach. First is short form content. So I post on Instagram. I'm a video first person. I love video, so that's why I use Instagram. In my opinion, it's the best place to build a personal brand. So this is my short form channel. So short. You could do LinkedIn, you could do TikTok, doesn't matter. And then we've got YouTube, which is my long form. Could be a podcast, could be whatever. I've got a podcast and YouTube, so all of my YouTube stuff gets put onto my podcast, so people can just consume the content in a different kind of way that they would if they don't like YouTube as much. And the final thing is an email list. So you want email, which, like I said, is your community. So you want to build an email list. If you want to join my email list, link is in the description. It is daily insider insights for high-ticket freedom creators only. So if you don't actually want to do this shit, do not bother joining. Okay, don't bother. So those are the three things you need: short form, long form, and email. And you need to build your authority brand. If you want to know how to do this in detail, build your brand out, I broke down a cult, kind of a cult audience formula. I looked at Hormozi, people like Aman Gadzi. I broke down exactly how they do things. You can go watch that video after this. It's the one I posted before this. So for you to build a education business, you need 10 things. You need a clear problem that you help people overcome. You need an outcome of solving those problems. You need a simple model that helps you get leads, convert them into customers, convert those people into clients, and then convert those clients into case studies. Really simple. I think mine is the best, so use mine. You then need an offer stack, really simple offer stack for giving people different levels of access. I keep it really simple. I just have two. Well, I have three. Free, you get no access to me. You just get access to the community. Free community and free resources. Next level up is my private community, where you get access to my Scale 20 Accelerator program and the community and group coaching and consulting. The final one is my inner circle one-on-one. Only 20 people get access to that at one time. You then need a big idea. This is how you help solve problems differently to other people in your market. You need an aspirational identity that helps people have something to aim towards. And this is based on your core values and what makes you different to your enemies. And you need to throw rocks at your enemies in your marketing. That's one for another day. You then need 3 offers. Lead magnet offers to get people to be able to communicate with in a closed community, which in my case is what I consider my email list, is my closed community, despite also having a community wrapper in my Skool community. I don't consider that the main community. I consider my email list the main community because that's where people buy. Then we have BTC offers, which are offers that help people highlight to you who are the ones with the highest buying intent, and that is who you should put energy towards when it comes to conversations. You then need a core client offer, and that is that's what helps get people turns people into case studies. And then finally, you need a way to attract people to you, and that is an authority brand. And those are the 10 components of a microeducation business. If you are interested in hitting any of these things, milestones, you might be interested in my new program, Scale 20. Launching in a couple of weeks' time. You know the outcome because you've literally just seen it. There might be a wait list in the description if you're interested if you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for accountability, if you're looking to surround yourself with a bunch of other absolute killers, and so you never feel stuck, this might be for you. If you want to learn more about our one simple flywheel model, which is what I help people build in this growth accelerator, then watch that video over in that corner, okay? Over in that corner. And that was sick. I'll see you in the next one.